Hello, and happy new moon in Libra to all of my amazing Virgos. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading, Virgos. Hopefully, you all are setting those intentions every single day to have a great day. Hopefully, you're setting those intentions. Let's get into it. Virgos. Yes, we are now in Libra season. So I want you all to also keep in mind that if you want to participate in the Libra giveaways, you all are more than welcome to do that as well. You just have to watch the Libra videos to see what the giveaway is. So let's get into it. We had a great time during Virgo season, lots of giveaways. I got a chance to talk to a lot of you all, so thank you again for supporting my channel. Let's get into it. Let's get into your reading. I have some questions I want you to ask yourselves. You'll hear these questions on all of the videos because this is going to be part of your ritual for this new moon in Libra. This is about balance, right? Balance. You all are divine feminine signs, so you want to learn how to balance out that divine masculine side of yourselves. First question is, are there ways you have held back love and compassion? Are there ways that you've held back love and compassion? First and foremost, for yourself, have you held back loving yourself deeper? Have you held back compassion towards yourself, all the things that you've gone through? Or are you just nurturing everybody else? Have you held back love and compassion? Second question is, have you been distant? You're divine feminine by default. Have you been distant with your masculine side of yourself? Are you ready to tap into that, or have you been tapping into it? Third question, last but not least, is have you been 100% honest about your own boundaries and needs? What do you need, right? This is not just about adapting to what everybody else is pulling from you, trying to pour into your earth. You're an earth sign, right? Yeah, I see it already. Okay, here we have. Alrighty. The Devil card and the World card and the Strength card. All right. Somebody may have the Strength card is attached to Leo. The World card is about finishing, since it's attached to Saturn. Like something, a cycle is closed. And the Devil card is like something was trying to keep you attached to it. Like trying to keep you in fear, trying to keep you in doubt. And somebody's like, you know what, that cycle is closed. I'm done. A cycle is closed. And I mean in the highest frequency. I'm no longer being attached to fear, doubt, whatever, right? Attached to somebody, right? That was keeping you in bondage, right? Here we have the Eight of Swords. Somebody could have freed themselves from bondage a long time ago if you had just recognized your divine masculine energy, right? That's what I'm saying. This is about balance, right? Here's another part of the ritual I want you all to try to do, right? Because you still have a lot of love and a lot of compassion for people, that whoever's going through whatever they're going through, but you're no longer going to be bound to them. You're no longer going to be chained to them and their fear, their doubt, their lowest vibration frequency. You're no longer going to be chained to that, right? So again, it's not like you hate somebody or whatever. You still have compassion, but you're on your throne now. Like, I have compassion for you. But am I going to stay chained to that? Am I going to stay chained to a belief system or chained to that? And like I said before, this new moon in Libra is about whether your output exceeds what you receive from people, and just knowing that you put so much into something, a person, place, or thing, that it was actually depleting your own power. And so you're learning how to discipline yourselves, because you all are a mutable sign. You're learning how to discipline yourself to receive what you put into a relationship. If I'm putting agape love into it, forgiveness, kindness, compassion, I want that back, right? Unapologetically, I want that back. It's time for me to part ways with losing sight of my own power and my own intellect in my universe, right? It's time for me to stop self-sabotaging, right? I've lost sight because I was chained to something, right? Whether I was chained to something sexually, I was chained to an illusion of how I wanted things to be. I could have been chained to fear. I could have been chained to doubt. I could doubting God, really, because that's what it was pulling you down. Their energy was pulling you down to your lowest selves. Remember, I was saying to you, I think in the last reading, the fall equinox reading, when I was saying, hey, if you repaid them with the same energy they gave you, which is low vibrating energy, somebody may be in handcuffs. And so again, that's why I'm saying somebody breaking the chain and they're saying, no, I'm ascending higher. The cycle is closed. I've been looking for your approval. I've been looking for you to say good job. I'm not looking for that anymore. Scram, skedaddle, get out of here, right? That kind of energy. And I don't mean that I'm not trying to be funny at all, because demonic energy, like I said, a demonic soul tie could be with your adult kids. It could be with your spouse. It could be with an ex. It could be with, a friend. It could be with anybody, your child, your adult child, your parent. It could be with anybody, but it was a demonic soul tie, and that kept somebody in bondage. And so he's like, no, I deserve a better life. That's why I wanted to give you those questions to write down. If somebody wants to type those questions out, I'll just pin it to the top of the reading so everybody will see the questions. But again, and then also part of your ritual too is, if you already have rose quartz, great. If you don't, that's cool too. Rose quartz helps foster forgiveness and self-love. It actually strengthens your heart. So this is where you forgive somebody. This is where the compassion comes in. I'm compassionate towards that, but I'm not going to be dragged down to that low vibrating energy anymore. Like, listen, if you're not giving me that same love and energy that I'm giving and forgiveness, then, somebody was trying to make somebody feel guilty and you forgiving them, but you also in return expect them to forgive you. Again, take only what resonates with you, because in some cases you've already closed out the cycle and you don't really care whether they forgive you or not, right? So again, only take what resonates with you. But some people still have loved ones in their lives, and you would like, listen, let's just wipe the slate clean. Seriously, like, are we gonna keep going back to the past and who said and who did what? We're not doing all of that, right? And for some people, the cycle is closed. They never have, and it's tight, and it's like you never have access. That could be an old friend. It could be anybody that you decided, no, that was a toxic, people trying to, you afraid that they're gonna gossip what they know about you and all that. This is you putting your fear and your pride to the side. You don't care what they say about you. They're trying to keep you in their own personal hell. You're like, nope, I'm getting ready to go back to my throne in my universe. I'm coming out of your low vibration Hades. I'm not, no. Hades, spelled Hades. Right, let's get into it. Let's wrap this up. Let's see what else we got going on here. Two of Swords. We have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords, the Seven of Wands, the Fool card, and the Temperance card. Right. See, this energy was trying to get you to do something foolish, but because you broke the chain and you closed out the cycle and you rose to a higher frequency and saw, no, this thing is trying to. When you think about devil energy, it's the devil is the author of confusion. We're talking about the spirit is the author of confusion. Will send something. That's why some of you all, like I kept talking about, finish strong, finish strong, finish strong. You think things are falling apart. You think you're having a breakdown, and God is saying, no, you're actually having a breakthrough. Things are actually falling together exactly how God planned it to fall together, right? And so, like I said before, here we have the Seven of Wands. You can defend why somebody has taken themselves out of your universe, how somebody has kicked themselves out of your universe without you coming across as defensive, right? So this is how you're feeling right now. You're feeling like the full upright, like if you had done something, how the devil wanted you to vibrate low and stay chained to it. That's like I gave you if you haven't watched the last video, so I don't have to repeat it, go back and watch the last video entitled Fall Equinox and see what I'm talking about. Somebody wanted you to stay chained to them because they're miserable, and they wanted you to be just as miserable as they are. So misery loves company. So again, you're like, I'm so glad that I didn't take the bait. I'm glad I didn't take the bait. And I don't feel foolish. I actually feel very optimistic. I feel free. I feel like the sun is shining on me. That sun exposed, their true identity, their true feelings, their true emotions about me. It exposed everything. So I can defend why they remove themselves by their actions out of my universe without me being defensive. I come out smelling like a rose because my intention towards them was pure from the start. Right, so take the blindfolds off. You're in for some of us, we're already, or you could be hours away, a couple of hours away from this new moon phase, but nevertheless, take the blindfolds off. Put the swords down. God is like, you don't need to walk around defensive. You're wiser than that. You're more knowledgeable than that. Here we have the King of Swords, right? Because this is what I'm trying to bring you into, the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles. You got to remember, Virgos. Okay, so your ruling planet Mercury is retrograde right now, which is a good thing. Is Mercury? I mean, retrograde is never a bad thing. So that's the old way of thinking. We in a new place right now. So ascending to your highest frequency and seeing things sort of like in slow motion, even though retrograde does not move, that does not mean that the planet is moving backwards or in slow motion. But you are seeing things, you're slowing down. You're not just keeping busy working like you don't see what's actually. God is going to almost like, it's like God is saying, no, I want you to see this. I want you to see this. I need you to raise your frequency. That thing was trying to guilt you into staying connected to it by trying to make you feel bad. You weren't this kind of parent, or you weren't that kind of child, or you weren't, just trying to keep you in a state of confusion like the devil does. Keep everybody in a state of confusion. Everybody's fighting everybody for nothing. Just craziness, right? And you just like, oh my God, let me get off this. Let me exit stage left from this horror film, because this energy obviously likes drama. They like stuff just constantly going on. They just like all of this stuff. And my compassion sees that they're hurting, that they're in their own personal hell. Maybe somebody that they love died. Maybe, they're in an environment where there is always chaos and confusion going on around them, and they're trying to contaminate my universe with that. Anything could have happened. Like, maybe they are so scared to speak up in their own environment. Maybe their egos are it could be a number of things as to why they want to just keep you chained to their own personal hell. So like I said before, you're not trying to invalidate however they feel, for whatever reason they feel the way that they feel. You just said, listen, I'm breaking the chain, I'm closing the cycle. I'm closing this circle and the cycle. I'm finishing strong. And I'm ready to just get my rest. Remember, new moon energy is about getting rest. It's about getting rest, and it's about manifesting something you want in this next cycle, right? So some of us are already in the next cycle already. And here we have believe in the impossible. Speak it into existence. Take action. Speak it into existence. You don't have to call anybody up and say what they did. Nothing. Talk to God. This is your time of rest. Keep it close to the cuff. They don't need to know what you're praying for. You can be praying for them. You can be praying for them while they can be trying to pray on you. That's karma they're bringing on themselves. If a person is down at the devil level, if they're down at that low frequency while you're praying for them, they don't need to know that you're praying for them. They could, like I said, some people are already miserable, and they could be miserable because they hurt because of something totally different. But for you, you have total compassion for them. But you're only making room for growing your money and other things. Watch a movie. God could send a message to you. There's no movie in particular that I'm going to recommend, but while you're watching a movie, God's going to have a message for somebody in that movie. You don't have to even overthink this or analyze it. Just say, whatever movie I pop in, or I'm talking like y'all watching DVDs. Listen. Or VHS, right? Look, whatever movie you watch, whether you physically go to a movie theater or whether you watch it on Netflix or Amazon or BET or whatever the other, Hulu or whatever the other streaming services, whatever, say, God, whatever I watch, send me a message in that movie. Send me a message in that movie about something that I may have given a lot of thought to. Like, maybe I didn't want to believe something or whatever, but I need to release something in love. I need to really, really focus on finishing strong and moving on. I am expanding. That's right. 33. Any positive changes or projects you are considering right now will be worth your while. Expect that your power to manifest and create will be heightened, because it is. That's how you're coming into this financial independence. Because, like I said, you have compassion for people that you had to leave behind, but you're moving forward optimistically. You don't wish anything bad on anybody. You're balancing out your duality. Like I said, you got your rose quartz. Even if you don't have rose quartz, if you have aventurine, these are heart chakra stones. Aventurine, emerald, jade, pink tourmaline, which is what this looks like right here, pink tourmaline, and moldavite. Again, you're putting these over your heart. You're saying, God, I forgive these people. I release them in love. I have compassion for these people. I'm focusing on self-love right now so I can make my universe heaven here on earth. I'm no longer allowing people to pour their toxins into my earth. You're an earth sign. I'm no longer allowing people to pour their toxins into my earth, right? I'm releasing that energy into the universe. Doesn't mean that you're releasing them. In some instances, you will be releasing people, but I'm releasing that demonic tie. That's what I'm doing. I'm releasing that. Let's see what else we have here. If there's one last message, is there one last message, Most High God, for my Virgos? Is there one last message for my Virgos? One last message for my Virgos. Shout out to one of my favorite Virgos, Beyonce, because I heard a lot of. I love her new project. If people can't see beyond like what, because I'm listening with spiritual ears, and I've heard a lot of people attack her project. But if people really pay attention with your spiritual ears and see what she's saying, like see what her heart is saying, you'll hear it a lot differently. You'll hear it a lot differently. Like, wow, okay, that's okay. I thought, but you really gonna have to raise your frequency to hear what she's saying, because people, when artists, not just Beyonce, just any, I'm only saying that because she's a Virgo, but when any artist puts out projects, whether it's a book, whether it's a dish, culinary, whether it is whatever it is, doesn't matter what the art they put out, some kind of art. This is also connected to your water. Whatever art they release, their creativity, people are going to criticize it, right? Some people are going to love it, some people are going to hate it, and you got the other people just jumping on the bandwagon one way or the other, just in between or whatever. But you have to go, when you're talking about art, you have to really, really go deep to understand what the writer or the person sharing their innermost thoughts are actually saying. When you say I know that God is in me, and you know that this is your lower self, somebody may mistake you for worshiping this when you're speaking about ascending higher and seeing it all. That's what where's the card? Like I said, being able to defend without being defensive, having compassion towards energies that you had to leave behind, breaking demonic ties. Like when my interpretation of the song, one of the songs that she has is "You Won't Break My Soul," is her talking about breaking a demonic soul tie. She's not naming names. You don't hear her name names. She's saying this energy right here, that's just my interpretation of it, is that won't break my soul. Like, so again, whether it's your life as a writer, whether you're writing a book, or you're writing songs, or whether you're in culinary school and you're making a dish. Like, some people are going to like the way you cook and the way you prepare your meal. Some people are going to be like, I could do better, whatever. Whatever it is you're doing, just recognize that you can't allow people to keep you at a low frequency, because they can't see the light within themselves, and they don't understand what you're trying to do, Virgos, right? So I do see, like I said, you tapping into your strength and closing out something, and moving forward, and just moving forward. Like I said, getting back on your throne, like I said, without being defensive at all. This is all high vibrational. Like I said, even this double card is high vibrational, because somebody is recognizing that a low frequency, now that you see it from a high frequency, from compassion, from agape love and a compassion. We know that God is love. You're seeing it from a high frequency on your throne. You're like, wow, I can see that certain people are really, really hurting. But does that mean that I have to let them pour those hurt emotions into my soil, and then therefore allow those seeds to grow like toxic weeds, like in my soil, and that's how I come across the people trying to hurt people. No, I don't have to allow that to happen. I don't have to allow it to happen. Let's see what your affirmation card is. 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 Let's see, let's see, let's see. Beauty. Affirmations of beauty. I am a masterpiece. I honor my inner beauty. I am one of a kind. I am beautiful as I am. True beauty starts from within. Each part of me is essential for the current moment. That's right. There you go, Virgos. I am so happy for you all because, again, somebody's learning how to take their power back without being, like without cutting people off, quickly or hurting people. It's just a very classy. That compassion card just sets the tone for the whole reading. It's like, I'm back on my throne. I'm compassionate. I'm not trying to hurt you, but I need to go ahead and close out this cycle. I need to redirect my energy back towards my universe so I can focus on my creativity and growing my wealth, my wealthy connections. That also means connecting with people who are also on your frequency at a high frequency, who are also operating in that spirit of forgiveness, self-love, right? So don't forget to put your stone across your heart during the new ritual, and just in those 3 questions that I gave you. But this is where the new moon in Libra wants you to have a beautiful and peaceful life filled with harmonious relationships in this place called Earth, right? In this place called Earth, right? So however long you feel like you need to be here on Earth, hey, why not make it harmonious and beautiful, right? And so, like I said, you may have had to leave some emotions behind with some people to get back on your throne, but you're in a very powerful position, this right here, very powerful position, very smart position, very compassionate position, and also a very creative position, right? So your creativity is heightened, and that's going to attract money coming across your path. So if you've been waiting for an approval for something to come across, again, this is why it's happening. All right, I will see you all on Monday. Bye.